Good morning from Gran Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort.
Mm-hmm.
So we stayed here over the weekend, and if you want to see our room tour, check out the video from last week. I'll put that link right up here. But for this episode, we're just going to give our little tour of Gran Destino Tower as a whole, and then give our reviews on it. So, let's go. Okay, so it wasn't too much we could show, but on the 16th floor of the Gran Destino Tower, there is Toledo, which is the signature restaurant here, and the Dahlia Lounge, which opens at 7, so off the elevators, the doors were closed, so we couldn't go in there today, but these offer some sweeping views of property, which is very nice up there, supposedly. Haven't seen it. But the hallways are all pretty much the same, very nice, very colorful. And then to see our room, check out the video last week, which I will put up above. But yeah. Next thing is the food here. So we've kind of had some issues with the food. We tried out the Siesta's Cafe, Siesta's Grill over at the main pool, the pool bar right there, just to get some food there. And we got chicken tenders and firecracker shrimp, and this was just not good.
It was like, I would rate it like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to knock a point off because the bartender called the next people behind us in line right next to us when we were
Paying.
And so, like, 6 feet apart, like, woo, out the window.
Yeah.
The pool itself was a hot mess last night. And just people running around without masks on, not enough cast members to help control people. Pool was at capacity. They were taking down names on just a piece of paper and then hollering out at families, so-and-so, party of blah blah. And it just was a mess.
Yeah.
And it just, as far as COVID goes, it didn't feel safe. And I know some people might say, well, if you don't feel safe, then you shouldn't go. But if Disney says that they're going to work to keep people safe, then I don't know that our experience at the pool bar kind of lives up to that.
No, that whole area was just a mess yesterday. It is spring break, and the one cast member did say that, like, this is their first
They've
spring
never
break
done it before.
with COVID.
Right.
So I get that, but still, it was...
They need more staff. I mean, I think it was something that having more cast members out there would have helped enormously.
Yes.
Just if it was, hey, can you put your mask on? Hey, can you pull your mask up? Hey, do you have a mask? And just the pool bar line was so long that it went past the spacing markers for the 6 feet markers. So then people were just clumped together.
Yeah. But as far as the food goes, the chicken tenders were pretty dry.
Chicken tenders were dry.
Fries were cold. The firecracker shrimp was like barely any flavor at all. Like there was.
You know how it's usually saucy?
Yeah,
you were just picking it up.
Yeah, there was no sauce.
And it was fine.
Like maybe oil, but there was no flavor to them at all. So definitely will not get that again. Don't waste your time at the pool bar. And then later in the evening, we were able to snag a spot on the wait list to Three Bridges Lounge. And at this point, we already had dinner, so we just kind of went here for drinks. And we tried the sangria flight, which was phenomenal. $21, great value. It seemed like you got a half a glass of all 4 of their homemade sangrias there. So, would definitely come back and get that again, for sure.
It was a very unique experience. So
Yeah.
very cool.
The whole lounge, it was a nice little atmosphere right on the water. They were just kind of calm and whatnot. Would like to come back to try the food there, for sure. Just because if the food is as good as the drinks, then I have pretty high hopes for that. So, that one was good. Would give that maybe an 8 out of 10, I would say. It's like 7.5 or 8 out of 10.
As far as drinks
go. And then breakfast this morning, we went to the Mercado here at Coronado Springs, which is their just traditional standard breakfast quick service place. And we looked at the menus before, and we're hoping to get Mickey waffles. And I got down there, and they didn't have Mickey waffles, which it's a small thing, but still, if it's on the menu and it's expected, there was a kid in front of me who was dead set on getting Mickey waffles because they had it there yesterday, but
Meltdown time,
yeah. He was not too happy that it was just pancakes and French toast sticks. So we had to get the pancakes, which were fine. Can't really mess up pancakes.
Yeah, it was just fine.
It was a tad on the cold side, but It was a long walk, so potentially it was hot when I got them. Not too sure. And then the Barcelona lounge here at Gran Destino Tower on the first floor. It's mostly coffee and tea and other pastries for the morning. I tried the Cafe Bonbon, and this was phenomenal. If you are a coffee fan, 100% get this. Basically, what I've learned from this experience is come to Gran Destino Tower for drinks and skip the food. So, but yeah.
Who needs to eat?
Exactly. The drink was espresso with some sweet condensed milk, and it was just wonderful. Great start to the morning after the pancakes. But yeah. And then overall thoughts on our stay at the resort. Just the resort as a whole and whatnot.
The tower was 100% louder than I expected it to be.
Yes.
And I don't know if I'm sure that was in part where our room was, because we were number 1 by the elevators and number 2 by the bus stop.
Yeah.
So it was so noisy. People just in the hallways, though, were loud. So that was kind of frustrating. The room itself that we had was very nice. It was just I think I'm so spoiled with the deluxe resorts that with the tower looking so pretty and looking so nice that I expected it to be like a deluxe resort. And I don't know that I would put it up there with the deluxe resorts at this point.
Right.
And then, too, we had such a bad experience at the pool and pool bar. Why doesn't Gran Destino Tower have its own pool?
Yeah.
Kind of. Just yeah. I really wanted to love this stay, and I just didn't.
I would come back here and give it a second chance in a non-spring break time. Maybe the clientele will be different and not having kids running up and down the hallways quite as much. But I'd want to stay higher up and probably get the water view so you don't get the bus's noise all night long. But yeah. Overall, the tower was very nice. The room was very nice. It was loud. But leaving the tower is when things started to get questionable.
Right.
So we also had a little bit of a hiccup with our checkout this morning. We didn't mention it in the room video because we kind of wrapped up before then. But
it was 2 minutes after.
Yes. So we left to go to the parks at 9:30, or just before 9:30, and checkout here is at 11 o'clock. And there was a knock on the door, but very, very quietly around 9:30, just before we were walking out the door.
When with all the noise, we couldn't tell if it was on our door or somebody else's door, or if it was
And they knocked a couple times, but again, very
quietly. And by
quietly.
the time we figured out that it was at our door, you were running to put a mask on, and then to get back to the door to answer it.
Yeah, and as I was approaching the door, lo and behold, the door opens and it's a housekeeper asking if we were leaving yet, which that was a little uncomfortable.
And then she was very apologetic and said, "Oh no, take your time," because we were we're getting ready to go. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just a little strange that if we weren't ready and dressed to go, what would they have done? They just walked in the room and whatever.
Said, I'm sorry,
Like,
and run away.
it was just a bit awkward. So, yeah, I agree. Like, I really wanted to like this, and I did enjoy a lot of parts of it. So I would give it another chance, but our experience as a whole was just not the greatest this time.
Yeah, in my head, the best comparison for this is Caribbean Beach, being
Yeah.
two moderates.
The only other matter that's open too.
Right. But I think I'd pick Caribbean Beach over Coronado Springs,
Yeah, I agree.
even with the tower.
Yeah.
Because if you really were dead set on the amenities of the tower, you could go to Riviera for the dining and everything that would be associated with this tower here.
Right. And Caribbean Beach has the benefit of the Skyliner. So, definitely agree with that. Would pick Caribbean Beach over here.
With a lower price point, too.
True.
You pay more to stay in the tower
Yeah.
than you do just in one of the rooms around the whole regular Coronado Springs.
Right. So, yeah. There's our little review of our stay at Gran Destino Tower and the tower as a whole. So, if you've stayed here before, let us know if you had similar concerns, complaints, similar experience. We'd love to hear them. And yeah,
Is it loud?
yes,
Tell me where to stay where it is not loud.
yeah. Give us room number suggestions where it's good views and it's not loud. So, for sure, so we can request a better room like next time. But yeah, that'll do it for us this time. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you real soon.